Have you ever felt like everything you want is just out of reach, no matter how hard you try? That deep ache inside, the restless yearning for change, progress, or success, does it ever make you question if it's even possible? You are not alone. That feeling of waiting, stretching, hoping, and yet not seeing the results you crave is one of the hardest battles you will ever face. It's a quiet struggle that tests your spirit, your faith, and your will. But here's something powerful to hold on to. Good things take time. Not as a cliche, but as an essential truth of how growth and transformation really work. When you understand this, patience is no longer a frustrating pause. It becomes your greatest strength, the key to unlocking everything you've ever dreamed of. Patience is often misunderstood as a weakness or as giving up, but real patience is active. It's a steady, focused strength. It's the courage to keep showing up when the world says you should quit. The faith to trust your effort even when progress is invisible. It means learning to live fully in the moment, to build quietly while others rush blindly. The brain's reward system craves instant gratification, and our culture pushes us towards speed and immediate success. But the most meaningful achievements are rarely born in a day. They grow slowly, sometimes beneath the surface, shaped by invisible forces you cannot yet see. When you grasp this, the waiting becomes fertile ground, not wasted time. Imagine how your life would change if impatience could transform into patient power. What if each day you felt not frustration but purpose? What if the discomfort of waiting wasn't a prison but a training ground for resilience? By holding this mindset, you create a foundation that cannot be shaken by setbacks or delays. You become someone who does not demand immediate proof but trusts deeply in the process. This trust is what will carry you through the darkest hours and the longest journeys. This video will guide you through the essential shift from desperate hurry to calm endurance. You will learn how to turn waiting into active growth, how to reframe the quiet moments as building blocks of your future success. You'll discover the scientific reasons patience strengthens your mind and body, and you'll gain practical insight to help you hold steady when the path feels slow or unclear. The reward for sticking with this message is simple but profound: the ability to endure, to persevere, and to thrive in a world that rewards those who understand that time is an ally, not an enemy. So stay with this feeling, the pull to rush, the urge to quit, and know it is natural, but also know it is not your final truth. There is a deeper rhythm at work, one that honors slow progress and quiet determination. Your breakthrough is coming. Your patience will pay off. And when you learn to live fully in this truth, you will unlock a power inside you that no external event can ever take away. Good things take time, and the time you spend now, waiting with purpose, is the most powerful investment you will ever make in yourself. Why do we crave instant results so desperately? It's because our minds are wired to seek quick rewards. Every time you get a notification, a like, or even a small win, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical that feels like a tiny victory. This rush becomes addictive. We start believing that success should feel immediate and effortless. But this craving creates a trap, a cycle of impatience that leaves us frustrated and exhausted. When the real world demands slow growth, deep learning, and repeated effort, the rush for speed only leads to burnout and disappointment. Recognizing this impulse inside you is the first step toward freedom. It's okay to want progress, but it's essential to understand why rushing doesn't serve your higher purpose. Your impatience is not your enemy, it's a signal. It shows how deeply you want to grow, to change, to become more, but that very desire must be balanced with a steady heart and calm mind. Science reveals that our brains struggle to process long-term rewards compared to immediate ones. This explains why the waiting period feels so unbearable. You aren't weak, you're wired for survival in a world that values quick payoffs. The challenge is to retrain your brain, to build new pathways that favor endurance over haste. This is not easy, and it won't happen overnight. Yet every time you resist the urge to quit, you're rewiring yourself for resilience, making patience a muscle that grows stronger with use. Imagine the power you hold when you shift your focus from the discomfort of waiting to the promise of growth beneath the surface. Instead of seeing waiting as emptiness, you learn to see it as preparation, a time when your skills sharpen, your mindset deepens, and your character is forged. This shift rewires your emotional response. The anxiety that once threatened to overwhelm you becomes a quiet strength. You learn to tolerate discomfort without surrendering. You build a foundation so solid that setbacks become mere bumps on the road, not reasons to stop. This is the invisible work of patience, and it is far more valuable than any quick win. Your environment may push you toward haste, but you have the power to choose differently. This choice demands courage. It requires you to say no to distractions and to trust your own process, even when it feels lonely or slow. This is where true growth lives, in the quiet commitment to keep going, step by deliberate step. Your mind learns to focus on what you can control: your effort, your attitude, your persistence. These are the elements that build lasting success, not luck or speed. The slow path is harder, but it is also the path that shapes you into a stronger, wiser, more capable person. Hold on to this truth. Impatience will come and go, but the person you become through patient effort will last forever. The discomfort of waiting is temporary. The strength you build by enduring it is permanent. You are capable of this transformation, even if your mind tries to convince you otherwise. When you learn to honor your own pace and respect the natural timing of growth, you unlock a deep well of peace and power inside. This inner calm will carry you through challenges and bring you closer to the success you seek. Your patience is not a pause, it is your greatest asset, quietly shaping the life you are destined to live. You've heard of overnight success, those dazzling moments when everything seems to click at once. But what you don't see is the vast, invisible effort that happens long before the spotlight. The truth is, mastery and achievement rarely arrive suddenly. They are the result of countless unseen hours of dedication, practice, and patient persistence. Our minds are wired to focus on results, but real progress is often slow, subtle, and gradual. This is where most people give up. They want to see the harvest before planting the seeds. Understanding that true success requires time changes everything. It shifts your mindset from impatience to perseverance, from frustration to steady hope. The brain doesn't just crave immediate rewards, it also struggles to appreciate slow progress. This can make it feel like you're stuck or moving backward. But growth doesn't always show on the surface. It happens deep inside, in your skills, your mindset, your habits. You're transforming in ways you cannot yet measure. This invisible work is the foundation of every great achievement. It may feel uncomfortable because it lacks instant validation, but it's the most important part of your journey. The ability to commit to this quiet, patient process is what separates those who reach their goals from those who abandon them too soon. Imagine your growth like a tree's roots spreading beneath the soil. You don't see them, but they're essential to the tree's strength and future blooms. Every small effort you make is like a root digging deeper, creating stability and nourishment for what is to come. This means that the waiting period is not wasted time. It is active preparation. When you embrace this truth, you free yourself from the need to rush. You learn to trust that each moment of effort, even without immediate reward, is building something powerful inside you. This shift brings a new kind of peace, a surrender to the natural rhythm of growth. You may feel pressure from the world around you to produce quick results. Social media, advertising, even your own inner critic demand speed and constant output. But you have the power to choose a different path. This path values depth over speed, quality over quantity, resilience over shortcuts. It requires patience not as a burden, but as a tool to craft something lasting and meaningful. This choice demands strength. It means holding your vision steady even when the signs of progress are faint. The strength to keep going day after day when the rewards feel distant is the secret weapon of success. Remember that the pace of your progress does not define your worth. It is your persistence, your belief in the process, and your willingness to grow through discomfort that truly matter. Every step forward, no matter how small, is evidence that you are moving toward your goal. When you commit to this patient journey, you develop a resilience that cannot be shaken by setbacks or delays. You become someone who understands that greatness is forged slowly in the crucible of time and effort. This understanding empowers you to keep going with courage and grace, knowing that good things do not just happen, they are patiently created by those willing to wait. Progress often feels invisible in the beginning. When you start working towards something meaningful, the results don't always show right away. This lack of visible progress can make patience feel impossible. You might question if your efforts matter, if the sacrifices you make are worth it, or if you're simply wasting time. But this is the natural rhythm of growth, quiet, slow, and often unseen. Just because you don't see immediate success doesn't mean it isn't happening. Real transformation begins beneath the surface, in places you can't measure with eyes or numbers. It's happening in the way your mindset shifts, in the habits you build, and in the strength you develop to keep moving forward. Your mind tends to seek clear signs of progress because it's wired for certainty. It wants proof that your hard work will pay off. When you don't get this proof, doubt creeps in. But what if you could learn to trust the process without needing constant validation? What if you accepted that the slow and steady work is exactly what leads to breakthrough? The most important growth is often invisible. It is the preparation, the skill building, the mental training that makes lasting success possible. These foundational changes are your real progress, even if the world doesn't notice yet. Patience is your ally in this invisible work. It allows you to stay committed without immediate rewards. When you practice patience, you train your brain to tolerate discomfort and uncertainty. You resist the urge to abandon your goals simply because you can't see quick results. This resistance is a sign of strength, not weakness. It means you are willing to do what others won't. The quiet days, the small improvements, the moments when you push through doubt, these are the seeds that will grow into your future success. Each patient step builds momentum that compounds over time, leading to achievements that feel almost effortless once they arrive. Imagine how powerful it would feel to no longer be controlled by the need for instant results, to accept waiting as part of the process, rather than a setback. This shift opens a new way of living, one where you find satisfaction in effort itself, rather than only in outcomes. It brings peace to the waiting, allowing you to stay focused on your purpose without being derailed by frustration or impatience. This mindset frees you from the pressure to prove yourself every day. Instead, you become a steady force, quietly building the life you want with unwavering dedication. Remember, patience doesn't mean passivity. It means consistent action fueled by faith in your journey. It means trusting that the work you do today, even if invisible, is preparing you for the moment when your efforts will burst into the light. This trust is not naive optimism. It's a practical understanding of how growth works. It's the difference between quitting too soon and pushing through to success. When you embrace patience as your power, you transform waiting from a burden into a gift. The invisible progress you're making now is the foundation of your breakthrough. Keep moving forward no matter how slow it feels. Your persistence will shape a future you can be proud of. Consistency is the quiet force that transforms dreams into reality. It's not about explosive moments of inspiration or sudden bursts of effort. True progress is built in the small, deliberate actions repeated day after day. This steady rhythm creates momentum, a momentum that carries you through the hardest parts of your journey. When you understand the power of consistency, you begin to see how patience is woven into every step. Patience fuels the daily grind, making each moment of effort meaningful, even when the outcome seems distant. The act of showing up, regardless of how you feel or what the results look like, is itself a victory. Our brains are wired to crave novelty and excitement, which makes consistency challenging. It's tempting to seek big breakthroughs or dramatic changes, but these are often illusions. Real change happens in the routine, in the unglamorous moments when no one is watching. This is where character is forged and habits become second nature. The longer you commit to consistent effort, the easier it becomes to maintain, until persistence is no longer a struggle but a natural part of who you are. This is the secret of patience. Learning to find strength in the ordinary, trust in the unseen progress, and satisfaction in the process itself. Imagine what your life could become if you committed to consistency with the patience to match. Every action you take, no matter how small, compounds over time. It's like dropping a single drop of water onto a stone repeatedly until eventually the stone wears away. This slow transformation is the foundation of all lasting success. It may feel tedious or slow in the moment, but it's the only way to build something real and enduring. When you accept this truth, frustration and doubt lose their power. You become someone who trusts the process, who believes in the cumulative effect of small efforts, and who refuses to give up before the work is done. Consistency and patience work together like two sides of the same coin. One without the other is fragile. Without consistency, patience becomes idle waiting. Without patience, consistency becomes exhaustion or burnout. When you combine both, you create unstoppable momentum. This synergy builds resilience, a resilience that carries you through setbacks, delays, and moments of uncertainty. You learn to keep moving forward, even when progress is invisible or when external validation is absent. This inner drive becomes the foundation of your transformation, the engine behind your ultimate success. This is why patience is not passive, it is an active choice, expressed through consistent action. It means trusting your own pace and honoring the time it takes to grow. It means celebrating the small wins and finding joy in daily progress rather than waiting for a distant finish line. This mindset frees you from the trap of impatience and distraction. It roots you in purpose and empowers you to persevere with unwavering faith. When you master this, the world begins to shift beneath your feet. The obstacles shrink, the challenges become manageable, and the life you've imagined starts to take shape. Your patience is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Stay consistent, or stay patient. Your future is being built right now. Patience is not merely waiting. It is the quiet, powerful process of building inner strength. When you face challenges and delays, your mind and body respond by growing tougher, more resilient. This growth is subtle but profound, rewiring how you handle stress, disappointment, and uncertainty.